Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tourney Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 8. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we've got 3 battles here. And we're kind of getting to that crunch point where if we keep failing expansions, then we're going to be in trouble. So, let's see what we've got. Battle in Srimn Clever? I don't know. This place. Alright, so we've got a customary group of 5 Hellherdings and a hearse. Versus, not much honestly, just some woodsmen with a wood-hinged druid back here. This shouldn't be too much of a deal. Our Hellherdings head forward and proceed to chop the shit out of those blowpipes. Our hearse gets put to sleep. Unfortunate. But no big deal. And then the Hellherdings wrap up with some more kills. Easy peasy. Cool. Okay. Another good example, right, of something there. This is another reason why I don't like doing things like the bodyguard scenario, right? Because if we had bodyguarded, right, we would still be back there. They come running forward, and at this point, he casts sleep. My hearse gets sleeped, and they would just be sitting there. They would just be sitting there while they were bombarded by the blowpipes, by the archers, etc. Right? So another reason why I do not like to do that. Granted, alternatives. We'll get there in just a second. The battle in Lyratos. We've got a group of 5 Hellherdings, a mounted herdman, and hearse. Versus some wolf tribe. Actually, not too many. I think we're just shy of 30. So this should be okay. We come running forward and crack. Just rip into them. That is what should happen. Very good. No losses there. No losses in Srimn Clever. And we have a battle in Brightgate. So we hopped the Bone Tribe and the Heavy Cav in order to get over here towards Brightgate. We've got 2 hearses along with 5 Hellherdings and a mounted herdman. We've got a bunch of militia here, and we get ourselves into a bit of a situation. So the Hellherdings and herdmen crash into the militia and begin to butcher them. But you might see something happening. The flank kind of opens up, and our van hearses are coming up on the side of that, but they're going to get intercepted by these militia. And as they do, these heavy infantry, they come around the side and directly to our commanders. And then all of a sudden, we kind of get bogged down, and boom, there's one commander gone, and glamour popped, and actually takes away. Nice. He actually gets away, but he has got nowhere to go, so it doesn't matter. So our army is routed. More than likely, if this had hit in a bigger block, if the heavy infantry had found themselves fighting the Hellherdings, we likely would have just won this. Probably with a few losses, but just won it. Instead, we are beaten, and we do not leave terribly much on the field in Brightgate. We leave 2 commanders, some heavy infantry, 15 heavy infantry, and then a few scattered other pieces. Unfortunate. Unexpected event in Lyratos. Children are disappearing in the night. So we've got some unrest, but some magic. And then we've got an unexpected event in Pulmania. A handful of gems have been found in a small stream. And immediately after our bump, it seems as if Saramatia did indeed head into Brightgate. So not only did we lose an expansion party there, Saramatia was able to benefit from our misfortune. Okay, this is gonna be a pretty quick turn. Well, might be pretty quick. We're gonna talk about some things, so maybe it won't be a pretty quick. But you might notice we've got a bunch of arrows. And that is because we're in a situation, right? It's turn 8. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 provinces. That is not a bad number of provinces. We can basically, it's not a good number of provinces, but it's not a bad number of provinces. We can basically lay claim to 1, 2, 3 more provinces. These two are in our cap circle. We have a negotiation with Valmoria to take Ancient Woods. So we are probably pretty okay there. So that puts us at 15. And our expansion options are limited, right? We could try to hop down to Silent Wetlands, but Marverny has people in the area. It's possible that we'll have a bump there. We could try to snake Wise Spring Grove and Scorpion Cracks. But those potentially aren't of high value, and we might be able to do that anyways. So, what we are doing is taking a somewhat calculated risk, and we are aiming at Zimria. Saramatia likely cleaned up Brightgate, knowing what his sacreds are, right? Knowing what their capabilities are. He likely cleaned up Brightgate without really any issues there. Which means he is probably able to continue his expansion. If he understands the map density in any way, shape, form, fashion, he's going to know that these two are in my cap circle. And if he goes for them, great, fantastic. That means I do not have to kill them, and then I will be taking them from him. So that likely means that he's going to go one of two places. He's going to either go to 56, or he's going to go to Zimria. I am taking a calculated gamble here that he's going to see me, or at least understand where I am. Maybe he sees me in 45 or something. And that he's going to try to want to claim his border, right? So it's kind of like what we did with Henom over here. We rushed over. We got all of the 2's provinces, so he's left with all of the 1's, right? That is a power play, right? It's not a power play. It's just how you expand. That's how you should expand. So I think it likely that he goes for Zimria unless he has lost troops and is unconfident about attacking the Wolf Tribe warriors. If he goes for Zimria, he is going to be met with 5 Hellherdings, another 5 Hellherdings and a mounted herdman, another 5 Hellherdings and a mounted herdman, and a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 curses. My hope here is that I think this should be overwhelming enough to not have to worry too terribly much about the Wolf Tribe warriors. We might lose 1 or 2 on the attack. Hopefully not more than that. But my gamble here is basically that if he decides to go, we're probably going to hit Zimria first. We're moving more units, right? That tends to be how the game calculates who gets to where first, is who has the most units. And then after we defeat, we're probably going to have a bump. The hope is that I think his sacreds are a little bit better blessed than what we are. Not massively better, but a little bit better. But the hope is that we are going to have kind of overwhelmingly more numbers, considering we're going to have 15 Hellherdings, 2 mounted herdmen, and 4 Ben Hears. So the hope there is that we obliterate the wolf tribes, and then we have a bump, and we obliterate that bump. And that could put us in a position of power. It might not put us in a position of power, but it might put us in a position of power to negotiate and be like, hey, we want Brightgate. You know? Or it might just lead to a very early war with Saramatia, right? Or it might lead to nothing at all. Again, Saramatia might go for 56. They might end up jumping into our cap circle. There's plenty of options. So what we're resigning ourselves, we're taking a risk here of gaining a province and bumping and getting rid of one of his expansion parties to potentially give us an edge in either an early war or negotiation. And even if that doesn't happen, we should still be okay, right? We should still, if we take Zimria, we should be okay. If we fail to take Zimria, either because the Wolf Tribe beat us or because he beats us or any combination thereof, if we fail to take Zimria, we're going to be in a world of hurt. So that's real negative. So fingers crossed that that's not the case. But if we do take Zimria, right, we're going to be sitting at, again, we're at 12 right now. That would put us at 13. Logically, we can hit 14, 15, 16, right? And so it is potential from, even if we don't bump, if all we do is take Zimria and he moves into, like, Ungbaloth, we could still, in the next turn, hit Wise Spring, hit Scorpion Cracks. We would then have consolidated power and potentially be able to hit Rame or Tiny Willow or go over to Ancient Woods. We're going to have another, keep in mind, we can't hit Silent Wetlands in one turn, so that's of concern. But basically, we're getting to that point to where we could try to start consolidating power, but we're also getting to that point to where we need to start looking for a first war. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces versus our 12 provinces is potentially a good option. And our Palisade is coming along nicely. We've lost a lot of expansion, and that's pretty bad. Considering all of our, we have very little research, considering so much has gone into expansion to begin with, things don't look great for us. But it's not the end of the world. We're just gonna have to get lucky in a early first war. So I'm probably going to start reaching out to people as far as diplomacy goes. And we're probably going to, this turn is going to tell us a lot. If we do successfully bump and take out this expansion party, it's possible that we are able to then negotiate pretty heavily. Also, another thing to note is Calum is to the west of Saramatia. Bringing in an early war of like Marverni or Calum in against Saramatia could be really good for us. Anyways, that's really all that's happening. We're recruiting another basic expansion party. We've got 300 gold in the bank almost exclusively because as soon as we get the ability, we want to come down here and put a temple and a lab up, right? Because this is going to be our ability to basically start getting researchers and things like that, right? So we're not doing the greatest. But this next turn should really tell us how the game's going to go. So, fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.